Okay, so I'd like to introduce you to the new kid on the block now, Charlie Stoker, who's at the Lordship over at Writtle. As I say, fascinating menu. And do you want to just give us a very quick rundown? I know you're busy, Charlie.
Yeah, my menu is really inspired by classic dishes, but a lot of people I work with have been, very into the modernist cuisine. So I'm trying to put my spin on some classics and have a bit of fun with my cooking. Yeah, a few modern techniques, but firmly grounded on classic techniques, so I always believe that's important.
Well done, and you've done a whole load of stages and various people. Who do you think's had the most, who's had the biggest impression on your cooking life?
Going to Viajante by Nuno Mendes, that was a massive impression. Food from all around the world put together, really nicely. The fat duck as well, obviously everything's just perfection there, so that was a big influence for me as well. So.
And one more question, because I know you're keen to get on, but 21 years old and you're starting a pop-up restaurant in Wakescone. How long's that going to be running for, and what do you intend getting out of it, Charlie?
I intend getting, obviously, lots of customer feedback from our pop-up restaurant. I want to please customers. We're going to be doing 40 covers every month for the foreseeable future, so yeah, it'd be good to see everyone there, really. Yeah.
Okay, good luck. So we'll all have to go and see Charlie's pop-up restaurant when it opens in
October the 13th, the first one. So.
Thank you, Charlie. Carry on, buddy. Okay, so the format's changed a little bit this year because all the finalists have been given lamb to cook, so it's quite interesting to see what spin they're going to put on the idea. On my right-hand side is a face you probably recognise, old Blue Eyes, Spencer Hewitt from Square One Restaurant, and he's brought to the feast today a vegetarian breakfast. Now, usually vegetarian breakfast, chefs, we don't like vegetarians much, Spencer, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
The brief was vegetarian starter. I mean, it probably would go nicer with a bit of bacon and black pudding, but it's loosely based on a sort of English breakfast. I've got dried tomatoes, there's a tomato element. I've got fried potato, which is actually going to be made into like a cannelloni, which will look similar to a sausage. That's going to be filled with smoked cheese mash, the smoky element being the bacon. I've got a mushroom ketchup going with that, and I'm going to do some fried quail's eggs. They're going to be deep fried with some breadcrumbs, so you've got the toast element or fried bread, and then some sage butter, so butter your bread. So that's the idea in that dish. Main course, I'm doing I'm kind of Turkish, a sort of celebration of the Essex kebab after a night out on the tiles. So I'm going to serve it pretty much rustic like that on a bit of paper, nothing fancy. I've got some cannon of lamb, which I got from Great Eastern, which is about a mile away from my restaurant. Purely been fed on nothing but mother's milk, clover and grass. It's about as pure as you can get. And all I've done is marinated that this morning, give it a good sort of 5 hours, cannon lamb not so long, with a spice, cumin, rasa hanout, and I've got another spice called sumac, which is a kind of like a berry, citrusy flavour, which should go well with the lamb, a little bit garlic. Just going to sit that there, and I'm going to skewer that onto some rosemary, and we'll slowly cook that in a water bath, and then right at the end seal it off, and that's going to go served on a bit of cumin flatbread with some giant couscous, and I'm going to make a kohlrabi and apple coleslaw. That's that dish really. I mean, I've thought of, maybe that's a bit risky, having said we're supposed to be doing Essex dishes, but I think that is about as Essex as you can get, to be honest with you. Kebab after a night at Duke's, well, bless our Duke's.
Dukes doesn't exist anymore, it's now revoked. But
in memory of Duke's.
Okay, so this dish...
I'm also going to do a bag of ganoush with that as well, which I've just burnt some aubergine skins, and that gives the inside a nice smoky flavour. Into that some tahini, some lemon juice, a bit of garlic, and just blend it into a pulp. I think it's beautiful myself, but like I say, no airs and graces, just pick it up, eat it. Street food, it is street food. And then for pudding, I am doing, you could say peach melba, but I'll probably get smacked in the face by a scoffier if I said that. I'm doing poached peaches. I'm going to roll them in some amaretti biscuits. With that, a yoghurt and honey iced parfait. Marinated raspberries, just in amaretto. I'm going to make a raspberry sherbet, and I needed to put a sauce with that. And it was quite tricky to put a sauce with that because the sherbet would go funny with the sauce, and also the parfait would melt into the sauce. So I'm going to make some liquid pearls with some sodium alkylate and bits and bobs like that, which is a bit out of my comfort zone. But with that flavour is going to be sort of honey, spices, amaretto, that kind of thing. I've tasted it; it should come together nicely. With the sherbet, I'm going to use Thai basil as a little garnish, which has got a massive licorice flavour. So with the sherbet, licorice, it's going to take you back to the old days when you used to have your dip-dab thing. And that's my 3 dishes, really, so I better crack on.
Well done, you better get going. Looking forward to trying the kebab, and perhaps after we've all finished, we'll have a nice beer and a decent Essex kebab. Good luck, Spencer. Well done, mate. Sounds lovely. All right, next on the list we've got Derek Byrne, and he's got some very exciting things for us again this year. Fruits of the Forest, Derek, what's all that about?
Fruits of the Forest is just generally an idea of just trying to get as much stuff locally that grows within the woods around here. I don't want to be too trendy as in use the word foraging, but it's just local pickers who actually supply wild mushrooms and stuff.
Stolen or nicked, yeah?
Some are stolen, some are bought. Some are bought. I'd probably best not say, really. That's a bit incriminating, and I don't want to be on Crime Stopper.
So what, look, these are going to make up part of your
Yes,
wonderful forest fruits. So what have we got here, Derek? Tell me what these are.
Well, these ones generally grow at the base of a tree. They're called chicken of the wood.
Yep.
Generally, you find them around oak or beech trees.
Yeah.
It's when they're at this colour here is when they're at their best. Or that's when they're ready to go. If they're slightly brown, leave them alone. They won't be very, very nice at all. Also here, these ones were picked actually these are, I have to admit, Norfolk girolles. Don't want to be saying Norfolk girolles, obviously, in Essex, but I mean, one of my friends is a forager for the trade, and he actually found these. He won't tell me where the patch is, but, you know, I will find out one day. And we also have a Pied de Mouton. This is very similar to the chicken and wood flavour-wise. It's quite all the 3 mushrooms are quite delicate. You know, quite nice woody flavours. You know, hopefully when I make the spring roll, that the flavour. Obviously, the idea is I want to get a vision of the forest on the plate. So it's kind of like everything, like the green, the pastures, everything.
Can you see that? So Pied de Mouton, which would mean in French, I guess it would mean foot of
lamb.
Foot of lamb. So there you go. That's a lamb's foot mushroom. Fantastic. And you say that these,
French.
yeah. So this was basically found somewhere in Essex.
That was found in Essex. That one was.
That's fantastic. Now I know
Not very good for mushroom picker at the moment because obviously the weather's been a bit sort of all over the place. But you know, it's getting there. It's getting much better. Cold weather coming in.
Yeah. Right. Well, Derek's walking away, but we can tell you the next thing he's doing is. Well, he's doing lamb meatballs, Derek.
Yes. Just bear with me one second now. Sorry, man.
Come back, Derek. Come back. All's forgiven.
Sorry. Now,
We won't keep you anymore.
lamb meatballs. The idea was I wanted to get into sort of. I've never really done much fusion food before. I wanted to get some sort of Eastern spices in a classic sort of French style modern English dish. And that was the idea behind that. Using the local lamb. The lamb again, I'm using fingering whole lamb. Just not far from where I live in Rowhedge, so it's, you know, I drive by them every day. I feel bad, but I mean, hey ho, that's what we do for our job. You know, it's just really using precise ingredients in this one. It's getting all the flavours with the carrot pickle, which had to be made 2 days ago. To make sure all the flavours are in there. Everything just coming local. Have a try actually. You might like that. Actually.
Let's have a look.
It's very nice, quite sweet.
Oops. So this is your carrot pickle then.
Carrot pickle. In there we have vinegar, honey, salt. There's onions. I don't really like to put spices in. I like to keep things quite naturally. And then you bring all that solution to the boil.
Yeah.
You salt your carrots, wash them off, put the carrots in, bring the solution back to the boil, and bottle up. It's ready to go. It's so easy. I don't know why more people aren't doing their own pickles. It's just so easy.
Well, I can tell you what, the juice tastes absolutely fantastic. Now, finally, we're going, Derek.
Yes,
Can you very quickly just tell us what you're doing for dessert, and then we're out of your way, okay, mate?
Dessert, I decided, initially I was going to do a trifle, then I decided to go a bit mad. I kind of wanted to use the trendy word, deconstruct it in a way, and bring in some nice flavours.
What does deconstruct mean? Can you?
It means taking all the components apart and serving it in an individual dessert nearly. So I've got a raspberry jelly, which would be the bottom. I've got a baked egg custard, which is probably the custard, and I'm doing a stem ginger cheesecake to give that a little bit of spice in there. A little bit of flavour and a little bit of a kick, and I'm going to have a shortbread biscuit, which would normally go underneath a cheesecake, but this way I'm going to serve it a little bit different, you know. And the whole dish is kind of like it's a marriage of lovely flavours, textures, and yeah, I'm just hoping that it won't be like a trifle and too much of a mess.
Well, good luck to you, Derek. Are you confident that you're going to manage to get everything together if we go now?
I have put myself under pressure this time. I've risen to the challenge. If I make it, I'll be very, very happy. If I don't make it, I'll make it.
There you go, that's Derek and his wonderful selection, wonderful menu. We wish him all the best of luck. Right, last on the list is someone you'll probably recognise. It's Aaron Skerritt from the very famous Tolbooth restaurant over in Dedham. And this year I think Aaron's really pushed the boat out with some fantastic ingredients, including a salad of Ardley beetroots, heritage golden beet with goat's curd, and he's foraged some cob nuts and all sorts of interesting things. We're in his way like we were with the other guys, so we won't keep him long. But Aaron, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. Yeah, very well, thanks. I know you're stressed and under pressure, but if you could just tell us a little bit about your ingredients, what you've got, and why you chose what you've chosen, and try and explain a little bit to the camera and the people watching.
Yeah, so brief was this year to use local ingredients, obviously Essex ingredients. So a couple of long nights staying up, looking through what I could use, what I could get around this time of year. So decided beetroot's good at this time of year. We use a local farm at the restaurant. They're just down the road in Ardley, and it's absolutely amazing. Beetroots are superb, so that's good for me. It's one of my favourite ingredients is beetroot. It's so diverse and earthy and great flavour. I've got a goat's curd to kind of counterbalance that, to give it like a smoother taste. And then I've got some of these cob nuts, which I've got from my girlfriend's back garden. So
that's what girlfriends are good for.
Yeah, well, it's my girlfriend's mum actually. So she's so yeah, no, I've got these cob nuts.
What is a cob nut?
It's a fresh hazelnut. So these are all around here at the moment. All the trees growing around here. So lovely and fresh. They're a bit wet nut, so not like your usual dry nut, but bring an awesome flavour to the dish, so that's good.
I wonder if people, when they're looking at this, actually realise that we have cob nuts in this country and that they're things that are free, and you can just go along and scavenge or forage or pinch from somebody's garden. So I mean that's a wonderful thing. Lovely. Okay, and the remit, Aaron, was lamb, so everybody's on the lamb. Tell us a little bit about this lamb and what you're doing.
I'm using a bit of Canada lamb. I'm also using a bit of neck of lamb for the cheaper cut, just to make it a little bit more than just one texture of lamb, really. So I'm braising down the neck. I'm going to make it into a shepherd's pie mix, so it's going to have carrot, onion, celery in there. You like your shepherd's pie, but instead of with mashed potato, I'm going to make a potato cannelloni and stuff it, so it's like a shepherd's pie in a crispy tube.
For this time of year, that sounds absolutely lovely. And so this is the what do you call it? A salad of lamb?
Yeah, this is a short saddle of lamb. So it's had the end off where the racks come from, obviously. Went out of my way to go down to the butcher's to pick the lamb myself, just so I know that I was getting like a nice lamb. Make sure I had a nice layer of fat on it, so obviously give it the flavour. So lamb's kind of gone out of season now, so we're kind of towards the end of the lamb now. So we've got getting a bit bigger, a bit more fattier. So flavour's there, the flavour's there.
And would you say there's a big difference between New Zealand lamb, for example, and English lamb, and in particular Essex lamb?
Yeah, I'll be biased. Yeah, we got best lamb around here. Best lamb around here, definitely.
There you go, Essex lamb, best in the world. Aaron, we're going to jump out of your way. Can you just very quickly tell me what you're going to be doing with your pud today and why you're doing it?
Yeah, pud is a kind of highlight for me. In my nan's garden, my nan and granddad's garden, she's got beautiful apples. This time of year they're stunning, falling off the trees. Absolutely beautiful flavour. Apple crumble, my nan's favourite dessert, like one of my favourite desserts, which she made a lot of times at home for us. But a bit of twist on it. I'm going to caramelise the apples. I'm doing a yoghurt panna cotta with raspberries, autumn raspberries. Again, like the lamb, we got all amazing raspberries around here. We go down the country, there is amazing raspberries around here. People probably think they're a summer berry, but I think they're better at autumn. They're so much sweeter. And I've just put a little bit of sage in there, just for a little bit of a flavour contrast. So yeah, kind of bit of a highlight to my nan, who is a big influence to me in cooking. That's where it all started for me. So yeah.
Good, wholesome sort of earthy grub. So you've got a lot to do. Are you going to make it all, or should we get out of the way?
Yeah, get out of the way.
All right, we're off.
Yes.
Good luck, mate. Cheers. And there you go. That's Aaron Skerritt. So you've seen the 4 finalists. I think it's a very strong competition this year. They've all got a little something extra to offer, but that's why they're here. That's why the 4 finalists are here. They represent the very best of what Essex has to offer. So good luck to all the 4 guys.